Where the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana has strongly condemned the recent increment in utility tariffs by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. We are joined via Zoom by the president of FABAC, John Awuni. Mr. Awuni, thank you for joining us. Now, you have expressed your unhappiness about the decision by the PURC to increase utility tariffs, which takes effect from next year. Do you think the reasons given by PURC are not valid enough?
Good afternoon, and then that's a good question. We are perplexed with the fact that the PRC has ignored our incessant calls to pursue the path of efficiency for the utilities, particularly ECG, before we can talk about any tariff adjustments. We are very disappointed that even though we presented a petition to His Excellency the President and the PRC and the Energy Minister and the Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee for Mines and Energy, outlining reasons why there is a need for a reset for ECG and for the water company respectively, we have been ignored. And then this study have gone ahead to increase the tariffs. And what makes it even more appalling is that you have just increased workers' salary by 9% and turn around and increase the utilities by 25.7%. The question is, where do you expect the workers to get the extra money to pay for these utilities? This action more or less commits government to approving corrupt acts in the ministries and government institutions, because these trade workers, if they have to be honest enough to only the 9% salary increment, that means that there will be a big shortfall of the money they are required to have to pay for this for these utilities. And so what it means is that they have to embark on corrupt acts, extort monies from the public when they visit. Nurses will have to extort. When you go to do land documents, you have to extort all over. There must be extortion in order to be able to get money to fill in the shortfall. So we think that this is very unjustified. This is very unacceptable. And we are humbly calling on the president to call the PRC to order. Let them make ECG strong, so the ECG will not continue to fall on its weight of mismanagement and corruption. ECG is supposed to empower the nation, but as it is now, ECG has become a problem. It's not just keeping power on, it's not keeping the lights on, but the lights must be affordable. And as it is now, we are in the realms of unaffordability. And a clear example is the government increasing workers' salaries by 9% and increasing tariffs by 25.7%. You have, from this onset, you have made it completely unaffordable for the workers.
Very well. So would you call for a reduction in the increment? So you have 15% for water and 9% for ECG. Would you call for a reduction in the percentage of this increment? Which
we are saying that at this point, there's a missing link. We are not talking about a reduction or even an increment in the percentage. We are saying that this institution is like a leaking bucket. Your bucket is leaking massively. And we all saw what happened at the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament. We saw the huge exposure of corruption within the ECG. We saw an institution that is said to be struggling financially, yet they overran their budget by 189%. We saw an institution that expenses ballooned from 1 billion to 8.3 billion Ghana cedis. We saw an institution paying huge sums of money for calls expenses, staff training expenses, and cleaning expenses. All these expenses were mind-boggling to the extent that the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on the Public Accounts Committee said, you behave this way and you expect us to pay higher tariffs. We could not agree with him more. So it is very apparent that after this massive outing, disappointing outing of the ECG, what they need to now to do is to come out and explain to the Ghanaian public in measurable terms, systems they have put in place to ensure that what happened in Public Accounts Committee this year will not happen next year
Very
and
well.
subsequently.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. John Awuni is president of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana.